Today marks 75 years since the United States dropped the first atomic bomb on Japan. North Asia correspondent Jake Sturmer joins us now from Tokyo. Hi there, Jake. So how's this anniversary been marked there?
Ros, with quite a sombre ceremony in Hiroshima with dignitaries from all over the country, including Australia's ambassador. They were at the Hiroshima Peace Park, and at the moment the bomb was dropped, 8:15 a.m. local time. There were bells tolling and a moment's silence. 75 years ago, the US bomber Enola Gay dropped that bomb on Hiroshima, and it fundamentally changed the course of World War II. In an instant, it vaporised 10 square kilometres of the city. At the time, tens of thousands of people died in the blast itself, but in terms of the radiation sickness that has come from it, more than 100,000 people have died. Around 140,000 people have died. Thankfully, that bomb in Hiroshima and the one in Nagasaki 3 days later were the only times that atomic weapons have been used in any wars, in any kind of attacks. And it's been 75 years. The hope is that it continues for many decades and much longer. The hope is that they really never get used again. Although there are around 8 countries at least that do possess nuclear weapons and have that capability.
And how many survivors, Jake, are still alive today?
So the survivors are known as hibakusha, and there are more than 100,000. They are those who experienced the blast itself, or radiation from the blast, or those who were maybe not born yet but had been conceived and were born after the blast. In terms of those who have directly experienced the radiation, though, it's less than 100,000 now, and the average age of them is 83, and the fear is that time is running out to tell their stories, to keep everyone aware of the horrors that they witnessed in World War II, the terrifying moment and the radioactive fallout and stigma that they experienced. And as they age and as they die, and more of them die every year, the fear is that their stories will also die with them. So it's a very important effort to try to preserve them.
And given most survivors are now more than 80, as you say, how much awareness is there in Japan now about what happened 75 years ago?
It's always a very significant day here in Japan, and particularly in Hiroshima, August the 6th. It's well taught. The bombs being dropped and the facts surrounding the bombs being dropped in Hiroshima and Nagasaki is taught to students all over Japan, and students in Hiroshima and Nagasaki often go and meet with survivors who tell them their stories and try to pass on those stories and the legacies. And now it's very much an important effort to capture and document those stories for future generations as the survivors do get older and do die. The horrors they witnessed, they want no one to ever have to go through or experience again. It was a sentiment that we heard from the mayor of Hiroshima today. He was calling for speedier nuclear disarmament and world leaders to do more to try to accelerate that process of nuclear disarmament, because it's something that Japan lives with very much every day, with the tensions surrounding its regional neighbours, North Korea, China, 2 nuclear-armed states, and so it's a threat that the Japanese are well and truly aware of, and something that these survivors are hoping they never see again, certainly in their lifetime, but no one ever sees again.
Jake, thank you.